G4 Studios, Scotland. All is It's time for the Third Podcast.
See, since that, was it called Woke Folk or something? I saw him on this with Theo Von, and he looks like he's put years on,
Aye.
Like, you just wonder what he's getting told.
I swear the guys are trying to...
Don't say anything, or that'll be you.
Aye.
Mate, it's not like they've not got enough money. Could easily get rid of you.
They just make you disappear.
Maybe. Somebody like Cat Williams just suddenly died of a mad fentanyl overdose. Would you be that surprised?
What was the poison they were getting hit with?
Who?
There was a few...
The Russians were doing them with.
No, it was people in Hollywood were... And it was paralysing them.
I didn't know about this.
I had just seen it was on like some sort of Instagram thing, and I was watching. I was like,
Not like you to buy into the conspiracy.
I never, but
normally you're quite reasonable.
Let's see if you can find it.
Hollywood poison conspiracy. It's Tom Hanks, sadly. Great actor. Atrocious sexual preferences.
There was a girl. It was a woman who was, and she ended up like in a wheelchair, and
really?
She had like a TV show. She had like one of these chat show host that maybe it wasn't Poison, maybe it was like Wendy Williams.
Is this her? Could be.
Black woman, right? So I'm not sure what the long and short of it is.
I'm just looking to see.
She had outed like a few people. I want to say like something to do with like Oprah or people like that, and all of a sudden she ended up like in a wheelchair, like in a really bad way.
Very unwell. It's suspicious.
But there's been it's happened to a few people.
I can't see them actually mentioning the...
Well, the news is not going to... Newspaper, that's Fox News. You need to go deep, homeboy. You need to go like Eddie Bravo, mate.
On the dark web.
He'll know what's happening.
Type in Wendy Williams. She's
got dementia? Yeah.
So they get you.
What age is she? She old?
I don't think so.
Do you know they reckon fucking dementia starts in your 30s?
We've got it, son.
Aye, we've 100% got dementia. You ever driving somewhere, can't you mind where you're going?
It's the one where you jump in you're walking into a room and you forget what you're in for.
Aye.
You're like fucking John Travolta in Pulp Fiction.
Only he's actually taking the heroin in that scene.
Right, click on the video. Let's see what it says. Who does she out? Headphones on.
Usually need to put
Shut up, boys. Oh, my fucking hell, she's rough.
Filed for divorce from your husband. Correct, Kevin.
And I'm like, but I'm still in love. I don't know what to do. Like, are you serious with this?
My mom passed away. Gone is the
I think she's just explaining how she's
had a breakdown.
I don't think it's anything to do with the actual poisoning thing.
You know, I've been dealing with issues with addiction, alcoholism. I have been living in a sober house.
She looks mental. I'm not going to lie, man. She looks mad.
They said it was alcohol-induced dementia. Yeah.
So saying alcohol's caused her dementia, not poison. Who knows? Who knows?
That's what you want you to believe, mate.
No, it's easy to
Go back out of that and let's see if we can get like a video of her conspiracy. Just type in Wendy Williams conspiracy. Take away poison, because maybe she wasn't poisoned. What's the conspiracy? And then click on videos. The dark theory behind
Here we
Williams
go.
ends. Now we're talking.
Diddy party. I didn't even know he was going to pop up there. What a bonus.
In 2019, police conducted a welfare check on Wendy Williams after receiving a tip that her then husband was poisoning her. The officers left after Williams assured them she was safe.
No.
She did not look safe.
Is there a chance?
No, girl.
In the years since, Williams' health has significantly deteriorated.
She's had a batch in there.
She hosted the Wendy Williams Show from 2008
She looks
until
better
her
in 08.
health-related departure in 2021.
Fabulous. I have been living in a sober house, and you know I've had a struggle with... Hello, darling.
I mean, you've certainly had a struggle with cocaine. Look at the fucking nostrils on you.
How did we get talking about her?
Don't know, mate.
This isn't even a bonus episode, by the way. We've just kicked off.
Just happens. I like a good bit of conspiracy to start the day.
I know, I kind of led you to that, didn't I? I was like, oh, you heard about this conspiracy?
I like it. But anyway.
Right, what's happening in the world? General chit-chat. This is our notes.
I know.
Chit-chat, 15 minutes.
I've been writing my...
I like it. No, it makes it easy.
I like the notes. I like bullet... Not notes. It's not notes. It's not scripted. And even if it was, we wouldn't fucking pay attention anyway.
Just holding your hand along, guys, you know.
Bullet points. It's fair. Just reminders. Because so much happens, mate.
I know. And then the second one, a reminder of, we have a live show. Tickets are on sale. We are doing it in Glasgow. The week after UFC London, so we'll have loads to talk about with the fallback of what happens at London. Maybe we see Paddy Pimblett fighting Moicano. Maybe we have MVP after he gets a victory this weekend. So going to be loads to talk about. And there is only a few tickets, so it's like 150 tickets. We've sold quite a lot of the meet and greet, haven't we?
I believe there's only one meet and greet left out of 30.
One meet and greet. So what that also, a couple of people have messaged me about meet and greet. Meet and greet includes meeting me and Paul, meeting Oban, and meeting whoever comes. So you will get to meet UFC cool guys. And
you get a signed print.
Also, with the meet and greet, I meant to say there's loads of brilliant prizes with the meet. Not prizes, gifts, giving you them. Stuff that we give away. And
then we've got all the boxes as well with all the UFC.
The stuff you've seen the guys opening with the mystery boxes, we've got all of that ready to go, and the VIP tickets will be entered into just a draw with just them to win stuff, so they've got a much higher chance of winning something exclusive to the VIPs.
So it's like
lucky
some of the stuff we've taken are like John Jones winning the title, pictures, pieces of canvas for Conor McGregor, Donald Cerrone, like all the...
What about the Donald Cerrone, no Donald Cerrone, the Conor McGregor, one of fucking like 600 statues we had?
There's unbelievable for the UFC, the real UFC fan.
So the link will be in the bio, it'll be on our Instagram page, it'll be on our website, and if you're looking to come, I think it's quite reasonably priced as well. We're asking £20.
I think plus the fees, it ends up like 22 quid or something like that.
Like you'd spend more than that in a couple of coffees in a week. You go to Starbucks every day.
Oh mate, fucking spend 20 quid at Starbucks, I'm happy with that. Do you know what I mean?
So if you'd like to come and join us for the live show, it's just going to be us talking. I did say last time on the podcast that it will not be recorded. We will not be putting this out. So maybe it'll descend into some madness. Maybe it won't. Maybe we never know.
Probably will.
But come, enjoy, have a good night out with us. We'll get a good bevy and we'll shoot the shit.
We told might heckle you.
Well, I'm certainly will after how I spoke to him the last time we met.
Get told drunk.
Again.
That could be a shout, by the way.
Was he drunk last time?
Well, he drank the same amount as you.
I was
only a wee fairly, so
drunk. I was definitely drunk. That was the point in this. I was like, this is going to stop. The session with Oban, and then you, and then the one with the Christmas episode. I was like, something's going to have to give here. I can't go on like this.
Did you see John's documentary with Oban?
I've not watched it yet.
No, I've not watched it. Is it good?
How was it?
Very good.
Can you see us sweating our pan in with the booze?
There is footage of you rolling.
Not me, because I didn't go, because I could not talk.
There's no footage of you, Ross.
No, I couldn't get out of my bed.
The only footage would have got to you was you fucking stottering about the reception.
Aye, try to find where I was. How am I in Wales?
Are you the guy?
Aye, try to buy cocaine off a dwarf.
An Albanian dwarf.
Aye. So John Gooden's a great guy, eh? I really liked him. That conversation with him was really cool as well.
And he just signed a new contract for the UFC.
Has he?
Aye.
Good.
Which is pretty cool.
I think he was over in Brazil with the nerds recently.
I seen that as well.
Really?
Aye, he was over in the Fighting Nerds gym. Must have been doing a bit over there.
He has been doing his Duolingo, obviously. Does he speak Portuguese? No.
No.
I'll ask.
Just learn English and really go.
I know. It seems to be that way. But
have you been anywhere where you've struggled?
Language-wise, Sweden, when I lived there, fucking hard as fuck. Because it's not close. It's not like, see if you went to France and you could kind of muddle your way through, and there's basic phrases that you... In Sweden, it's not even close. Nothing's close at all. You're completely relying on them speaking English. You're not going to learn it. It's just so hard. Like, I think I got to, like, hello, how are you? Fucking order what you want off the board at McDonald's. That's about it. It's hard.
Listen, everywhere speaks English, don't bother with them. I don't want to put Duolingo out of business.
Aye, everywhere does speak English.
English is the master.
I would imagine like Russia and places like that would be very difficult.
Well, I was in Moscow. I know it's obviously Western, very Western.
Was it? Aye.
It's like, I imagine if you go out with that, then it'll be going to rural places or not a lot of English will be spoken.
For sure.
But in Moscow, it was
all English.
All English.
I didn't know you'd been to Moscow.
I went with Big Godbeer. Remember he fought on
ACB or ACA or something like that.
It was bought over by the dictator in
Chechnya. Some boy.
Ended up there. And so
I remember Godbeer was up training with us, and he actually, because I can remember I couldn't stop looking at it. He had blood on his eyeball. Do you know when you get those type of...
The big man's still fighting. Have you seen this?
Bare knuckle?
He's fighting anything.
Fucking hell.
He's fighting, he's working, he's fishing. The big guy's doing it all.
What age is Mark?
He must be coming up in 40. Aye, 41, there you go.
Fucking hell.
What a career bit the guy's had, eh?
What a life, mate.
One of the best stories I ever heard about Mark was he fought in Vegas in his fight, or he was in Vegas to fight against Walt Harris, and something happened and his opponent...
It was Fabricio Verdum.
And Walt Harris stepped in.
Were we not at that?
Why were we there? I think you're 100% right. We were in Vegas for doing something anyway, pissing about. And Godbeer was fighting, so we got tickets to go and see the show. Was that just after the terrorist attack here?
It was right after the Vegas shooting, and it was the night Mighty Mouse
done the amazing
armbar.
What was that guy called? Ray Borg.
Did you just not get there the night of that?
Aye, mate. We were flying over.
Aye, we landed the day all this shit happened. So our flight was... As we landed, I remember us coming out because we were staying in the MGM, and it was just across the road for the MGM. Obviously, the roads are fucking massive, but it was like across this wee intersection, and you could see all the windows were shot out. There was police everywhere. The streets were dead, like
there was still
dead.
There was still people who died on the ground covered up,
and then within about, I might say 3 hours, everything just went back to normal. Like it was
fucking mentally. I'd never. That was my first trip to Vegas, and I had no idea what to expect.
Do you remember us kidding on you a torn ligament or something?
Aye. So I was off on sick for my work. I had went on the sick it was actually to try and stop myself getting sacked for something else I had done. But I had like this big boot on my shoe and was taking photos of it and that, and like making it I was on the plane with this boot on. I was fine. But I had fucked up at work and was trying to save it. I got sacked anyway.
So we'd landed and this had all just kicked in. Like the guy who shot up the place.
Bonkers,
We weren't sure we were actually going to land, like in the city. But I'd be eventually getting, and then everything just went back to normal as if...
It's mad, eh? The place just does not fucking... But I remember, we were walking down the road and I was like, fucking hell, I must have been like the cunts coming to America, like, whoa, wow, we were. And then you were like, this is not even busy. I was like, this is not, but fucking busy does it get? Right. And then by the next again day, you were like, oh, right, aye, I get you. It's fucking mad.
We've had some good trips in Vegas. What a place.
What's some mental trips? You want to think about it, like, do you know what's funny about that trip as well? I mind you had texted me on like the Saturday. You're like, what are you doing on Monday? And I was like, man, what are you up to? What, come to Vegas? And I was like, my missus was sitting there, just had a baby. Eva was a tiny baby, eh? And I was like, Kylie, do you think Paul's talking about going over to Vegas to train a bit in that? She was like, oh, when you thinking? And I was like, the day after tomorrow. And she was, what the fuck? I'm gone anyway.
We had a good
Very
time.
Appreciative of understanding.
So we went to that Vegas. Godbeer was meant to fight. They moved his fight. Something happened with the main event or one of the co-mains. They moved his opponent to fight against Verdum or whoever it was who pulled out. Godbeer got a double bubble pay.
He did.
And then he moved his fight 2 weeks to fight in New York. And then he got kicked in the eye during a timeout.
There was some sort of eye. There was a foul, eh?
Aye, so he ended up winning again. So he got like a quadruple payout within a month, and went to Thailand and just caused it, man. I just slow clapped the guy like. I
might seen him putting up pictures, and he's like at sparring with Alistair Overeem and that. And I was like, this is fucking bonkers. Like, this guy was in Scottish Hit Squad 2 weeks ago.
So
and he fucking...
Like, we had a rough couple of days with old weather, and I hope everybody was safe out there. And if you were unlucky enough to be involved in any sort of non-fault accident, then there is only one number, Ross. Go and hit me up with that.
01698 767 172. If you didn't want to talk to them on the phone, you can WhatsApp them. You can also get them at notatfaultclaim.com or all the links in our description.
Makes sense. If you are involved in a non-fault accident and you're looking to take away all the stress, you're looking to get a courtesy car of your whole claim, you're looking to receive 100% of your claim, and you're looking to deal with absolutely no nonsense, and there's only one place to go, and that's G4 Claims. Links in the bio. Thank me later. Hear one of the best stories, one of my favourite Godbeer stories, where we both fought in Vegas, 209 it was, both myself and Godbeer. Godbeer went, I got us a good sponsors. And I was like, aye. And I'm like, aye. So he starts telling me, he's like, I met this guy, Dimitri, really, really nice guy. Where did you meet him? Met him in Thailand. Like, what is it he does? He runs Pornhub in Russia. He was the guy that runs, so in Russia, Pornhub's there, but they need to have somebody who runs it. And he came up with all the algorithms and all this kind of shit. Nice guy. Ended up paying for, like, all your team to come out to Vegas and just had to do a couple of wee videos for him. But Godbeer got an absolute wedge.
Pornhub?
Pornhub, I just part them. But I ended up Pornhub had sponsored us to go to Vegas.
That's fucking quality.
Just Godbeer having the chat.
I love that though, see like who you meet. You never know who you're going to bump into.
He just met him in a bar in Thailand. And he's like, I run Pornhub in Thailand, in Russia.
Do you know what I was thinking about? It's a bit of a weird segue, right? But I was doing a shift last week at the club I work at, and it was like an Edinburgh University student after party ball. So they have like student, like you see in Harry Potter, they have a fucking ball, and then there's an after party. And these cunts are coming up, and they fucking, and I make the same joke every time. See if they say something mega stupid, like, and I mean like stupid, and I'll always say the same thing. I hope you're not studying something hard. And then they'll say what it is, and you're like, why do you want to do that? Like, what 18-year-old person is left school and went, I cannot wait to go to uni and do economics? And then you talk to these people, and the only reason they're doing it is because their dad told them to. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, what? At what point do you decide you're just going to do what you want? So I sit talking to these people, and they have this, it is almost like a superiority complex because they're studying at Edinburgh. They're already doing well. They're comfy, wealthy families. They probably wouldn't need to work, a lot of them. That's a broad stroke, but they think that they are following the absolute correct blueprint, and you are not only wrong, but you're a fucking idiot. And like, see what, by the time they get drunk and they start being horrible to you, because they do, they always go the same way. And I just think to myself, I would be fucking gutted if I was living your life. I couldn't think any worse. Like, there's no, go to Vegas on Monday? Nah, I can't, because I've got
real life shit to do.
Aye, like, we just do what we want. Mm-hmm. Like, I couldn't, there's no amount of money you could give me to swap. You know what I mean?
I agree. We had a tough, like, definitely a tough upbringing to get to the point where we are now, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Nah, I wouldn't change it. And then I see like two guys like Sean Clancy and fucking Mark Ewan sparring, fucking booting lumps at each other, and I'm just like, fuck, see two young guys just going, nah, we're doing this. Like, how much if I'd gone to my dad at 21 and been like, do you know what, Dad, I'm just going to put everything into being an MMA fighter, he'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. You're a stupid cunt. What are you doing? You're throwing your life away. Like, I don't know, there's a lot to be said for cunts just going out and just doing what they want, mate. And I'll tell you what, I maybe know that, well, mate, Mark Godbeer's made a lot of prize money. Mm-hmm. Might have won $75,000 one night for fucking two bare knuckle scraps. Aye. Two bare knuckle fights in a night, $75,000 fucking dollars, mate. Bought a camper van and lived in it. Like, who would just do that, mate? Man.
That's, what a guy, eh?
Aye, cool guy.
And then if you look on his record, where he's fought, like UFC, Bellator, ACA, man, the guy's fought it all.
And it was a medical reason he had to leave the UFC, eh? Mm-hmm. Hadn't he disclosed he'd had a broken back or so, a broken neck?
I think he had like neck issues. He always had neck issues, but you know how he started fighting? some guy in the pub bet him he couldn't win an MMA fight. He was in the pub one night getting fucking sloshed, and a guy had said to him, they were talking about fighting, and Mark was like, just being Mark, and he was like, aye, I'd be able to dust MD. And the guy went, no, he wouldn't. Started fighting, turned out he was fucking shit hot at it.
Aye.
Just skill set was not super huge. Like, you weren't going to look at Mark and be like, he's a fucking tremendous
guy's a steamroller.
But what he had was he had heart, and he could actually brawl. He had
guts, man.
He had the dog in him.
Aye, for sure. That's the bit. The Americans love that phrase. He's got that dog in him, but he does, man. He just like, don't care, mate. Walk forward, keep going.
Did you see the Ben Rothwell knockout?
I did.
It was pretty scary, man.
Aye,
when these big boys swing and they clip you.
Well, Jeremy Stevens knocked out Eddie Alvarez, and I thought the same. I was like, oh, I think this might be.
Well, we're on that. Are we? Eddie Alvarez, who the fuck is that guy with McGregor cutting the pro?
Jeremy Stevens, old cocaine corner. Are you up to date with this one?
I've not seen that.
So
no.
Jeremy Stevens calls Conor McGregor Triple C and calls him old. And I'm no joking, you've seen it in Conor McGregor's face, like, you cheeky bastard. Like,
so he calls him out, didn't he?
I thought, yeah, he might have to do something here. Because he's like, I'm not fucking taking that. It's excellent.
Alvarez gets knocked out third round.
But aye, great fight. Well,
he gets dropped in the second, doesn't he?
Ugly fight. Do you know what I mean? Just what you.
He gets dropped and then gets knocked out in the third. Or I think the referee asks him, says something to him.
And he doesn't reply.
He doesn't reply properly, and then they sort of cut it.
It's Dan Murgliata as well. So if I'm sure it was Dan Murgliata was the referee. If he says we've seen enough here, I think he's probably right.
Aye, and like here's what was going to happen. He was going to go into that next round and probably get absolutely starched.
Well, Eddie Alvarez is not going to stop, mate. No, he's just going to keep coming. So do you know what I mean? He's not going to fucking.
So that fight happens. McGregor comes in and challenges.
And it's who has been again. Like, he's actually gurning me. Like,
he was.
This doesn't. I'll tell you another thing. Jeremy Stevens and Conor McGregor must be about the same age. Jeremy Stevens is like a God-fearing family man, like very, very religious. They didn't look the same age anymore. Okay, Conor McGregor looked old, mate.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he did look sharp as hell.
He looks great. I don't think we're seeing him fighting. How is he staying relevant, mate?
1 minute. He's obviously helping his brand because he owns BKB. Mm-hmm. So he's pushing that. And then just by saying he's going to fight, he's going to fight on that, even though he's signed to UFC.
For at least 2 more, eh?
Aye, and he's still got the fight with the Paul brother coming up, Logan Paul, in India.
So what's the score with that? Because they're arguing on the bus. I'm no up to date. It's all this. There's just so much to take in the new with this.
I thought I seen that Logan Paul was fighting Jake Paul.
So I
is
saw
that
this.
Not WWE?
No, boxing. I'm sure.
I'll
double check it.
So this is where I'm going. There is so much. This was where it was always going, though. I don't know, mate.
They're fighting over, like, who's the ultimate Paul brother? This is fucking stupid.
It's just getting ridiculous.
When we going to stop giving these guys a platform?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, mate.
Like, I get it. They're helping.
March 27th is the proposed date.
But then I thought Logan Paul was going to fight Conor McGregor in India for tourism.
Apparently not.
Aye, and there was this guy was the bit because mind I said, well, who's the millionaire? And you were like, this is the guy.
He was like the 8th richest man in the world.
It is becoming a circus, eh?
Mm-hmm. And there's one fucking ringmaster. His name's Conor McGregor.
It's bizarre.
Right, so it seems like that 4 days ago, ESPN have said that the UFC just aren't into it. It doesn't seem to be happening. So maybe that's why they've.
So Dana White's shut it down. This is bizarre.
Well, fuck knows what's happening in the world of Conor McGregor, but
does he know what's happening?
Like,
what is happening? Does anybody know? This is the thing. Like, is it fucking darts at the board? Do you know what I mean? We'll just keep chucking them. Fucking fucking Logan Paul versus Jake Paul. Conor versus Jake Paul. Conor versus fucking kind of gorilla Edinburgh Zoo. Where does this go?
Just while we're on the subject of the Pauls, this was something we were going to bring up, but 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗧𝗛𝗏 also tweeted hinting that he was going to be fighting.
To fight Jake Paul.
Aye.
I can't see it because I think Darren would hurt him bad. Then again, mate, I've said that about every cunt fucking
Jake
Paul's fought and he's beat them all up, eh?
But 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗧𝗛𝗏's a fighter.
Aye.
He'd be a different.
And he's got a bit of the madness in him.
He's got a bit of dog in him.
For what I hear, he's a naughty boy down there. Likes to misbehave.
I think he's got naughty friends as well.
I think he does have naughty friends, mate. I might have heard that as well. I think he makes phone calls to people who are doing life sentences sometimes. So, which is tricky, you know. But 3 bairns to 3 different lassies as well. Go to fucking... Can't knock that, by the way.
No, but you've got to get money. You got to pay.
That is expensive, mate.
He's looking for the
he needs big fights. I hope Darren Till gets safe fights because 3 fucking baby mamas to pay. You know what I mean? These bitches aren't doing it for fuck all. So Tony Ferguson has been removed from the UFC roster.
But he's been added to the GFL.
He's a GFL superstar. Now, I also noticed another signing on Team Miami of GFL is Jeremy Stephens, who's clearly signed to BKFC. What the fuck?
Was it who's
Rashad Evans also?
Yes, but is he not meant to be? Is he not meant to be fighting
Rampage? And so Grant was actually mentioning this to me. Apparently, Rashad Evans was just like, I know nothing about this.
Aye.
So, have you heard Rashad Evans speak lately?
Is he a bit punched from?
Who is not on mushrooms?
Is he?
So this is what he said. He said he had started to see there was some sort of like CTE, cognitive decline. Started taking mushrooms, mate. If you saw him just smoking rollies on a beach in Thailand with fucking long ass dreadlocks, you'd be like, hey. That's how he's gone. Just like, hey, you know, I'm just relaxed. And he doesn't want to fight people, mate.
Does he still do?
He actually does have big dreads.
Does he still do the UFC analysis stuff?
I don't think so.
Self-medicating on those mushies. Good on you, son.
And he's trying to push for it for other people with like head injuries, depression, things like that.
Well, we spoke about this maybe the start or mid last year, where that's how they're treating Alzheimer's.
Aye. That was 19.
He's not associated with the UFC, right? Fair enough.
A bit. So
that guy done a power of riding. Oh, Hall of Famer for riding. Aye, so he's meant to be fighting Rampage Jackson. Rampage Jackson made a tweet asking about this on GFL, and he's like, I've got no idea what's going on here. So GFL are just firing out posters with fucking cunts on it.
You can just say whatever you want on social media.
Also with the GFL, did you see they done like a live sort of draw, which turned out wasn't live, and it was already
Was this the draft?
The draft.
So it was pre-recorded.
The draft had already taken place, right? But the actual table was live, and they made a mistake by putting up the actual list of everybody who was in it. And they've got Brendan Schaub doing it, and they've got the girl Caroline Pierce, Brendan Schaub, Mike Goldberg, and somebody else who was doing the live table. So these are the people that are going to be involved.
Sage Northcutt is there, mate.
Everybody. What was it they were calling it on Twitter? It was Grandpa Fighting League. you gotta love it.
It's funny, at least.
But here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say. How many times have we spoke about watching a UFC card and being like, I don't know him. What you get with this?
People you know.
When you look at, can you fire up one of the actual cards that they've got coming up? So they've got a GFL card coming up, and they've got a few cards coming up. And there's nobody wants this to work more than myself. I want this to be
competition
successful.
is good.
But the card itself, go to the, let's see if we can get this up. Why not? It's one of the craziest things.
Go on.
Everybody leaves it to it's too late with regards to an injury. They only start to get involved with it. They only start to be like, oh, you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start stretching. The injury's already occurred. Or they're like, I'm going to start to try and rebuild, or I'm going to start wearing KT tape, and it's far too late.
I was the worst for it. I dislocated my shoulder and just left it. Never did any of the rehab that like the hospital told me to do. Just was like, oh no, it'll be fine. Just proper meatheaded it.
I think it's quite a common thing, and it doesn't. It's not just MMA or jiu-jitsu. I think it's the vast majority of sports. Like, and there's companies like Anaconda out there. There's physios who swear by their equipment, their braces, their supports, and it shouldn't be a last minute thing. Like, oh, I'll get a knee brace, I'll get a shoulder brace. It should be like a prevention rather than like a last minute thing.
I wear my shoulder brace every time I train now. Doesn't matter if I'm just lifting weights, if I'm doing jiu-jitsu, if I'm doing MMA. Even if I've got no shoulder pain now, but I just keep it on. Makes me feel better. Gives me a bit of comfort. Gives me a bit of mentally, because you're always, especially if you've had a bad injury, just having that wee bit of something on it makes you go, no, it's going to be all right.
Does the shoulder brace help? You ripped your
I tore my bicep, I tore my pec, the shoulder came right out backwards. It was bad.
Make a difference.
Massive.
And
massive.
It's confidence more than anything just to go into jiu-jitsu.
That's huge. Anytime it gets overhooked, anytime it gets pulled on, I'm just worrying all the time. Or I used to be, but now, if you're training, you're no using Anaconda, you're just looking for trouble, eh? So
I know. I'm the same. Like, I use the knee support, and it's not for the support. It's just I do single legs, and when I drop to that front knee, the last thing I want to do is have any sort of damage to my knee.
It's constant impact, all the time. Impact, and we're getting a wee bit older as well. You're going to have to look after yourself.
It makes sense to keep Anaconda, doesn't it?
So if you want to get yourself some Anaconda kit, get yourself over to anacondafightwear.co.
The actual league starts in April.
I'm sure they've got cards written up, but
they've definitely got teams.
Click on the London card. Click on the London.
Is that not the team? No.
Or is that just the team?
No, I don't know. It possibly could be just the teams, eh? London, Dubai, Sao Paulo.
Go to their Instagram, because they will have the actual cards of what's going to happen, because I've definitely seen them, because I'm sure it's Gustafsson versus Ilir Latifi.
Really?
Yes.
I thought they were friends.
Yep. They've trained together for years.
Aye, like they were long term. Wow.
Load up the Instagram and see.
So look, here are the cards. From top to bottom, it's the vast majority of people you know.
The Littered Podcast. Let me go on my phone if you can't get on it.
Just zoom in.
It's asking me to log in.
Can you just zoom in?
Aye, we can make it out for there. So
look, that's a doozy of a card. When you see if that was a UFC card, you'd be more than happy to watch that. No?
So these guys are fighting each other, or they're the team?
That's who's fighting each other. Light heavyweight, you've got OSP fighting against, is that Darren Clark?
Devin
Clark.
Aye. He was in the UFC, eh?
Yep. You've got Dylan Dennis, you've got Chris Weidman.
Dylan Dennis?
Yes, and then go to the next one down.
Guys had 2 MMA fights.
So that was a team. So that was one roster. This is another roster, and the same again. Shogun Hua. Like you've got some legitimate names linked to this card. Look at the next one across. Yoel Romero versus, I can't really see the names.
There's Dos Santos as well.
Right, hold on, I'm logged in on.
But there's Jeremy Stevens. There's Pettis.
Yep.
Like these guys.
And we can check them out now.
There you go. Look, like it's like Hector Lombard versus Yoel Romero. Jeremy Stevens versus Anthony Pettis. Paige Van Zandt versus, what's that name?
Hannah Goldie.
Who's the guy fighting the girl? Fucking
Dolph Lundgren.
It does look like a sexy Dolph Lundgren.
She looks like every bad guy in a fucking Die Hard film.
I'm not going to lie to you, I would.
What about the one next to her? She looks a bit rough.
I mean, aye.
She's been poisoned after her husband.
Aye, by smoking crack cocaine every fucking day.
So, Todd Duffy,
rock
cold. Like,
here's the bad guys.
As a card.
Why is Tyron Woodley on the Dubai one? And Luke Rockhold.
Get that Dubai money, boys.
Fucking Americans, mate.
So,
is it maybe where they're training or something then?
Luke Rockhold's a ball bag, mate.
What, do you know the actual criteria?
Can he stand the guy?
I don't know. Keep going, because there's the thing you want. See if there's other ones. There you go. Norman Park fighting Danny Robertson.
Gustafsson was in the UFC as well.
Look, Gustafsson fighting Ilir Latifi. 2 of them are teammates.
What
Big Tam Bozer versus Stuart Austin.
He's good, that Bozer, mate.
You've got Brett Jones versus Mike Grundy. What a card.
Mark Godbeer beat that Stuart Austin.
Cameron Else, is that guy that was fighting Rhys McKeown?
Yes.
Brett Jones.
He fought at Cage Warriors just last year.
Mm-hmm. So all these, PFL, GFL have
Mike Grundy's there or no?
aye, they've Tim Wilde, Benson Henderson, like
This is mad.
the girl. What's the Penny
Penko.
up one, this one.
Oh,
Julia Budd,
The lassie next to her, she was in the UFC.
Kian Zad.
She is Swedish in the UFC. May have been
which
in
one's Swedish?
the dark-haired girl.
Yeah.
We ended up on a night out there.
Aye.
Aye, her and Casey O'Neill.
Aye.
Casey O'Neill, aye.
Casey, aye. What's she up to?
But that lassie's got the front teeth.
Dylan Took. He's got teeth.
Let's
She's already.
let's
I don't know
go for
where
what it
to
is.
start. Where are we?
Let's get for what it is. Are you going to watch it?
Where can we watch it?
Aye, mate.
I've no idea.
So long as I know where.
It's probably going to be in Dave. Oh, Dave.
My brother's called Dave. Fucking loser. Just so you know, Dave. Mum left because of you.
It doesn't even say where we can watch it.
It'll probably be on YouTube. Anyway, you're going to get a card. You're going to get a card full of
You open
good
it up
fights.
and there's a picture of Brendan Schaub, mate. Like,
There you go.
Right, well, DAZN had the actual draft, so maybe there's something to do with.
Mike Goldberg, mate. It's play by play.
Aye. Him and Brendan Schaub.
That's mad. But is it mad?
Clearly a lot of money going into it.
I was just going to say,
Where's the money coming from?
they had to, to compete, you're going to have had to have pulled something out here.
Maybe you've just got like one of these Saudis, one of these.
I just doesn't give a fuck.
Aye, just-
Holly Holm.
I don't know if she got drafted, but that's the only thing.
All right.
Brendan Moreno, UFC
Chad
champ.
Mendes.
Like, we know all these guys. So as a UFC fan, as an MMA fan, you're going to get to watch cards with guys fighting.
Faber as well.
Yep. So let's no shit on it. Let's just like get.
Let's enjoy it, mate. Do you know what?
Junior Dos Santos looks horrible, man. He looks.
Do you know
fucked.
he's vegan or something? What's the one up for vegan? There's one even more extreme than vegan, eh?
Super vegan, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. There's something else they didn't eat.
It's like
He's
the boss level.
He is that.
aye, he's super healthy.
Is it just taking
Well, aye.
performance enhancing?
Wait, what's
Food.
that? No, I need to. What's above vegan?
I don't know. Is vegan the most extreme one?
No, but vegan is just you only eat.
Maybe you just like moss.
Aye.
Like you just soak
Shoot and
moss.
spit. Aye, just soak it.
Soak moss off
Put
stone.
it back on the wall and water it again. It's just
So
there we are.
that's the GFL. So don't shit on it. Let's.
Try and enjoy it.
Aye.
We'll go from GFL to PFL. So what did you see that?
Yes. I
Yes,
did.
the Umar Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes. I seen a thingy tweeting about him as well. Khabib saying like massive respect, would love to train me, love to bring you out, love to be very what's the word I'm looking for? Hospitable. But your man Magomedov did get a point deducted and still won.
Got
even
dropped
though- aye,
today.
even though he didn't win the second round.
I'm trying to be objective about it because
You're just throwing shade because he's Muslim.
that's what people will say. It's like, you just don't like the guys, Dagestani guys. So, here's what I will say. This is Dan Hooker's take on it that I saw. He's like, it's the first time we've ever seen a Dagestani actually come out, take the microphone and be like, fucking hell, by the way, that was close. And I wasn't sure, and big respect, and Paul Hughes is a great opponent. And he's like, they've all done their best to just, they get on the mic, smash, fucking I kill this guy. They all say the same thing, and then they hand the microphone back and they crack on, and the myth gets bigger. And that's what he said, the myth is bigger than the man. Like, this is the first Nurmagomedov we've seen possibly get done and then have to put his hand up and go,
Well, it says Paul Hughes released a statement saying the judges' scorecards were ridiculous.
What will they?
The
I think
one's a draw.
I think I would have gave it a draw.
I think I'd have been fine with a draw.
Yes.
2 judges scoring at 48-46 in favour of Nurmagomedov, and 1 judge
Bullshit.
scoring at 47-47, resulting in a majority decision.
I would have see a 47-47. I think it's fine, especially with a point deduction.
Yep.
I definitely gave Hughes the second round. I thought he got smashed the first round.
As we expected, though.
The second,
Like,
the
that's
third
what
round.
happens.
Just watch touching that mic, you can hear that.
Sorry, mate. The third round I thought was a lot of holding, a lot of bum scooting.
Huddling against
But
the cage and stuff.
47-47 was fine for me.
I thought Hughes fought a good fight, mate.
Aye, like stock just rose, and maybe we'll get a rematch.
Aye, I think so. Like, it's hard when you're watching these type of fights because it will always boil down to what style of fighting do you like. So if you're a judge, like, do you like apples or do you like oranges? Do you like the way Hughes fought, or do you prefer the way Nurmagomedov fought? To try and watch a fight between two people objectively and score it fairly is hard, mate. So I always use the analogy like when I'm watching you. So if I watch you fight, or I watch any of my friends fight, I always see what they do very well. And I don't notice what their opponent does, really. It's hard. Like, you're just a person at the end of the day. So I didn't want to... Judging must be very hard.
Yep. Also on the PFL, did you see the boy that got his arm snapped?
Oh.
The teep. It was a teep kick, and it was
just
a folly
like,
through that snapped his arm. Have you seen this?
Beautiful.
This is a doozer.
Great kick.
Oh, aye. Oh, shit, my arm snapped.
Pure panics to fuck as well. You're like, oh, no. Imagine getting your fucking arm broken by a guy with tape in his hair, mate.
That happened so quick, I didn't even notice
Just
it.
his toes whacking it like bum.
So he goes for a teep to the
And
stomach,
the shin.
and his shin comes up and just cracks him in the wrist, or cracks him in the forearm, and it shatters it. Look. Well, bump.
That's a bad in it.
I'm sure there was one like that in Cage Warriors once. Similar. Tom Aspinall checked a kick in Cage Warriors once. The boy broke his leg, wrapped right round the shin. Oh. But,
So that was old PFL.
aye.
And it was obviously a slow week for MMA, but we had bare knuckle boxing with the PFL.
And Islam Makhachev talking some shit.
What's he saying?
Gone to 185 to batter DDP.
So he's
Ambitious.
Is he jumping 2 weight classes?
Yeah.
He did say, I'm not saying I'll go up and finish him, but he says he fancies the fight.
But he doesn't want to fight is
Bilal?
Bilal.
No.
Weird. I don't know.
Is it because he knows Bilal will smash him? Is that what that is?
What if Pereira goes back to 185, fights Islam?
Nah, I'm not interested in seeing that.
Nah.
I don't want to see fucking Pereira get dry humped half MD.
I know. But, so I know that Pereira's cornering Strickland in the Duplessis fight.
Yes,
I saw that.
as well.
So that's good. Like, I don't know if this is like I think Pereira might do the 185 thing again. I think we might see him at it again. But I know we're talking about Islam Makhachev.
Do you think he'll move up even further?
I thought that at first. I thought he would have went to heavyweight.
Because he's
but if-
not a short guy.
But if they're not giving him the fights that... I think it's going to excite him, eh? And if it doesn't, I think if we see DDP beating Strickland, we might see Pereira go back to 185.
So the real question, do you want to see Makhachev?
Nah.
No.
Didn't care. Sounds bad, but I didn't, mate. And do you know what?
Where do you want to see him fight? Or do you not want to see him fight?
No, because he's dominating lightweight. So what we're kind of seeing now, right, in lightweight, which was always the sort of most competitive division in the UFC, we've just got Islam dominating it, and then it's just a rotation of like either Oliveira fights him, Chandler fights him, Justin Gaethje fights him. Like, it's the same 4 people.
No DDP, Dustin Poirier.
Aye, it's the same 4 people. And then when you try and bring anybody who's like for 5 to 10, they just get fucking massacred off any of the guys in 5 to 1. Like we just saw Moicano jump up, get fucking smoked. And like,
In the same way Volk as well, he jumps up and gets smoked.
what do we do? Like, Islam's too, mate, he's going to beat every cunt. He's going to beat everyone. Oliveira's not going to beat him, mate. Oliveira's like got 1-2 fights left in him at best. Kenny's at the end of the road, mate. And I'm a huge Oliveira fan. I love Charles Oliveira, one of my favourite guys to watch. But Michael Chandler can't get past him twice now. You're not going to put Michael Chandler in with Islam. You're going to beat Islam. It's not fucking happening. And these guys are getting older, so Chandler's older. Oliveira's older. Like, Dustin Poirier, older. Justin Gaethje, how many more fucking times that can't get clubbed over the head? And he's about to fight Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker and all
like,
that's violence.
So who you bring in for the top 10 to fight Islam? You can't. He can't stay at lightweight. It's fucking it up.
So move him up.
He's beaten every cunt twice. It's just going to fuck it up.
Do you think at 185 he's
that
still
seems a
able to do
huge
it?
jump.
I know. Do you think he's still able to do it?
So, like, could fight you, mate. That's mad.
He did say he would need to go away and really work with his team to put on a lot of muscle mass and all that too.
And hide in the hills of Dagestan where the testers didn't come.
But then by putting on muscle mass, you change
a man, mate. You change the man. I don't know. Is it? We've not seen that before, have we?
See,
2 weight classes
as a fighter, if you're putting on muscle mass, do you notice right away? You're like, I'm just not the same here.
Yep.
You know that right away.
Tighter. You're just tighter and sorer and things hurt more and you'll get kicked in the shoulder and be like, that fucking hurts.
You're slower as well as you move up weight classes. You move down, you've got less muscle mass to move, so it should be quicker. Need more, the bigger you are, more oxygenated blood. Like, and you gas a lot quicker if you're holding somebody.
Holding submissions, your fucking biceps and triceps get sore.
Yep. So just need to wait and see what happens with.
Aye, it's just such a weird problem to have. It's bizarre that we've got this guy who's, again, mate, he's brilliant. He is.
It's nobody in that top 10. Can you fire up that top 10?
Right, so what are we looking for here?
Zoom in there on that.
Down. No, it's a pound for pound, this one here.
Oh, that was pound for pound, sorry.
So the only fight we really want to see is Arman, innit?
Arman, aye. But like Charles, Justin Gaethje.
Like that, the top five's all old apart from Arman. Old, Dan Hooker.
Max Holloway's not going to
Chandler as well.
Islam, man.
Gamrot, there's nobody. Mike Cannon just get fucking done.
Fiziyev's good, but me. Paddy Pimblett, you tell me Paddy Pimblett to jump up and fucking sub Islam Makhachev? I mean, it probably wouldn't be the weirdest thing we'd ever seen in MMA, to be fair. Like, might happen, some sort of mad front headlock to a scramble and Paddy triangles the cunt. I don't know. I'd like to say it would shock me, but it might no.
There's not a lot you can do with that division.
No,
you think about the guy at the top.
And it was at one point the most competitive division by far. You had Charles going in there against fucking anybody. Do you know what I mean? When he sort of went, he went on that mad tear. It started with Tony Ferguson, and then he was beating everybody. Justin Gaethje fought fucking Khabib. Like all these guys, Dustin Poirier, same thing. Fought Khabib. Dan Hooker's already been beat by Islam, as you know. I'm sure he got beat, submitted. I just, where does this go?
But then I think divisions always go like this. Do you remember for a long time, Usman was at the top of the tree. We had Usman at the top of the tree, nobody was going to beat him. We had Adesanya at the top of the tree, nobody was beating him.
Adesanya definitely.
I think it goes through these cycles. All it takes is one guy just to rattle up a couple of wins and then come for him. I think there's always an opportunity.
Aye.
And the way the sport develops, it's so quick. When there was a jiu-jitsu guy holding titles and nobody was able to beat him, and then all of a sudden it changes. When the striker, when the heavy hitter, there's always the sport. This is why we'll enjoy it so much.
So see with Islam, that's a good point you made there. I would say Islam's a jiu-jitsu guy because he subs everybody.
I know, but he's a dry humper.
But he does it in like one round.
But he still holds. That's his thing.
Does.
He's that wrestling.
He does, and his wrestling's very good. But these aren't like 5-round grinding decisions where they're getting took, where the referee's having to come up and come on guys, what's happening? That's not happening. He's jumping on Moicano, going for like that front headlock position to that like modified Darce choke. Oliveira hit with the arm triangle. Who did the arm triangle before that? I'm sure he arm triangle Bobby Green. I'm sure I mean he's getting these guys out here. Volk, he's fucking head kicking him.
He's
the first Volk fight. That was a decision, was it? No. It was a unanimous decision. So like Bobby Green subbed him, got him out of there. Dan Hooker subbed him, got him out of there.
Dober as well, man, just smashing folk. But I think we've always seen that where there's one guy will reign supreme for a long time and then all it takes is one person. Like, did you ever see Adesanya getting beat?
I thought the best hope was bringing in Pereira, to do it.
And they did.
But like, I didn't
They
think.
basically
Aye.
primed Pereira to take him off that title.
Aye.
Did you think Usman was going to get beat?
No, I never thought he'd lose.
Did you think he was going to lose to Leon Edwards?
No.
No. Did you
I
think
didn't actually see it
Tyron
even-
Woodley? Remember when Tyron Woodley was on
I know what
the
you're going to say. No, I didn't see it. I thought Tyron would just be a fucking a stalwart forever. I was like, oh, how did they knock him off? Same with Usman. I was like, I actually thought with Usman that something would need to happen to him. Like you'd need to get some sort of fucking bad injury or something, and maybe just like, because some of these, like Khabib, everybody just kind of waited for him to go away. That's really what they all did.
But the same again, look, I think the longer you stay at the top, the easier it is for people to come and take it away from you.
Aye, because there's so much footage, Like when you think about Khabib's fights, like 5 rounders all the time, that's a lot of footage.
You think about how much footage they had of Adesanya.
Aye.
And watching him, and then all it took was somebody to work it out. And then now,
Aye.
the vast majority of people who are going to go in there are going to use that same game plan to try and beat Adesanya.
Aye,
and
definitely.
just smother him. And it was all because of Sean Strickland.
That's right. And then, like, how did DDP beat him? Just got on him. Just got on him.
Didn't give him any space, just
Mixed up the
pressured.
attacks. That weird, like, step and punch thing he did. And I don't know.
And that's a good segue into this weekend's UFC, which is in Saudi Arabia.
It is.
The home of mixed martial arts and boxing.
Tax-free square goes.
All right. Let's go for the start. Let's go for the...
My favourite is out this weekend as well.
Let's go for the very first fight, the main event, sorry. I know I didn't really make that clear what I was looking for.
That's okay,
What you're
though.
meaning for the bottom up, yeah.
Aye, that would make sense, but let's just go, because I don't really want to go into all these shitey fights. Adesanya making his comeback. He's had a bit of time off.
Yes. I didn't dig this fight at all.
Do you think it's going to be a dry hump?
I don't know what it's for.
Well, do you remember my old opponent was meant to fight him? And when I was speaking to him, he said that Adesanya didn't want it. That's Kyle Barallo.
Aye.
So Kyle Barallo was linked with Adesanya. Kyle Barallo's number 6 and Adesanya's number 2.
And Imavov's 5.
Aye, so Adesanya wanted this fight, so he must see. Do you
think he knows that?
He must see an easier route to victory than fighting against.
I don't think many people want to fight Barallo. I think he looks...
Well, Barallo's fighting Whitaker.
Is that confirmed?
That's confirmed.
Is it really?
I had seen it. The internet never lies.
Does not.
That and the Goonies film, I'm waiting on it.
I think he's going to end up being the guy at 185,
2 days ago,
Calls for.
Whitaker fight.
No, I said Whitaker in return.
Don't see anything official, but maybe Paul knows something we don't. I don't know.
Paul would know.
You know, Paul knows everything.
You've been texting him when they use the translator.
Yo, man, what's happening, bro? Bro, what's happening?
Well, I would like to see that.
But then go and fire up that division again, just start the ranks. It makes sense for Kyle to fight him.
For sure.
Because we're probably going to see Chimaev next for the title, yes?
Yep, I would say so.
Because we're going to see DDP versus Strickland. Adesanya's going to fight Imavov. Maybe he's next in line. Maybe it's Adesanya versus Khamzat or Imavov, the winner of that. So it makes sense to see Barallo fighting against Whitaker.
So what is it? So is this a situation where, right, that Israel Adesanya's not going to be a title contender anymore? So Imavov fights him, beats him, gets the ex-champ on his CV, and that makes him able to call for the winner of Sean Strickland DDP.
They jump Khamzat, but
That's what I mean. So are we going to have to see Imavov fight Khamzat? Or, like, what is going to be the dynamic here? And what if Israel Adesanya just KOs him? I don't know. It seems like a weird... I didn't like the idea of Israel Adesanya just having fights.
do you want to see him fight for the title?
I want to see him fight a way back to the title. So
this is the fight to make then, isn't it? 5 versus 2.
I mean, yes, but I just feel like...
How do you think this fight goes down with if it's Adesanya versus Khamzat?
Well, I think Khamzat would get Adesanya out of there quick, eh? Mm-hmm. I don't know if we'll see Adesanya win a fight ever again.
It's that cost being the champ for so long.
Like you just said, like I don't know if we'll see him do it again. See after the DDP fight. I mean, did we not sit and watch it in Vegas? I'm sure we did. Fucking melted the soles of our shoes walking to the petrol station, mind?
And Paul ordered in the Papa John's. Was it Papa John's?
Remember
just the advert.
The advert kept coming up. I think it was Papa John's.
Get Papa John's in here,
Get it ordered.
Aye.
Big drippy pizza that come in, it was shit. It was like just standard pizza.
It's like he didn't look that gutted when he lost to DDP. He was just kind of like, ugh. And I didn't want to say people are fighting for money because
I don't think Adesanya's
I
a
hope
guy who needs money.
No, he definitely doesn't.
He's a superstar
for sure.
Like he could go and do anything. He could go and be an actor. He's handsome. He's
for sure.
He's got charisma. He's a gamer.
So how come Israel Adesanya then isn't he going like, oh, you just want to bring up this 𝗟𝗘𝗏? Mate, tell you what then, give me him, I'll dust him and then put me back into title contention, because I don't think Imavov's on the Saudi card, because outside of fighting in Saudi nobody's bothered about him, mate. But like Barallo's interesting. Chimaev, I would say Chimaev's quite worldwide. Sean Strickland, all the Americans are interested in him.
I'd like to see Kyle Barallo versus Chimaev.
Aye.
I think
I bet he can grapple. Well,
he can grapple, but I think his actual ring IQ to deal with somebody like Chimaev would be cool to see.
Aye. So that, and again, like Barallo Whitaker, that's weird as well. Barallo's like this on the up guy, so are we just saying he's going to come out, smoke Whitaker, get Whitaker on his CV?
Whitaker's that guy.
He might win, and that's what I mean. Like
title contender, you beat Whitaker, you get the wee push.
It's
you beat Adesanya, you get the push. Are these guys now becoming gatekeepers for the title?
You have to beat him to move on to the next one. Like if you beat him, all right, you can go on to the next one then.
What do you think about the Shara bullet?
Are we going to have a wee pick for Adi or Imavov?
I'm going to go Imavov.
Are you?
Sadly, I didn't want to, mate, but I think he will.
I think Adesanya.
My preference is that Adesanya would win and throw a spanner in the works of all this. And I'd like to see, like I said, what I just said about lightweight. I didn't want to see the one person at the top all the time. I like that it's the DDP Strickland fight. The last one was very close. Like plenty of people thought Strickland won. There's nothing wrong with saying Strickland won. He went away. He fought Adesanya. It was a good fight. Enjoyed it. It's good that there's a bit of parity, and we could see hopefully Adesanya climb back, maybe fight one of them again, maybe fight Strickland again. I don't know. I just want to be entertained.
Another wee middleweight fight. Your favourite here?
Aye,
One-Eyed Warrior.
I love him, but I'm taking Michael Page.
So it's Shara Bullet versus MVP.
Aye.
MVP's moving up weight class.
He's talked a lot of shit, mate. I think he's going to have to back up.
I don't think we're going to see Shara Bullet coming out and being this grappler that all these guys are renowned for. I think he is a striker, and I think the two of them are just going to stand and fucking trade.
I think we might see something quite cool in this fight.
I think he said that he's not going to shoot.
No,
do you think it's going to be one of these things like
they
watch
agree.
Me do a scissor knee, and he's like, right, well, watch me do a fucking spinning wheel kick. Guys are just going to try and trump each other.
I think that might happen.
I think the fans are winning out of that one.
Absolutely. I think that's got fight of the night right now.
Is MVP coming off of 2 losses as well?
He lost to
Ian Gary.
Yep.
And did he lose to Kevin Holland?
No, he beat Holland.
He beat Holland. So he's coming off a loss to Gary, which wasn't like a...
No.
He didn't get smoked, went to the judges, he looked good. This is just him moving up to showcase his ability and being like, I'll dust
These
you.
fights are cool as well, mate. These type of fights are cool as well. And listen, if you're watching Shara Bullet and going, mate, he's pish, I'll smash him, and you're going to go tweeting that, then by all means, jump up and go and do it, mate.
I am interested.
I'm in.
This is a cool fight.
I like that shit. And I know I'm like, oh, well, what's this fight for? I'm going MVP.
I think I'm going MVP.
Purely on experience. I think he'll out, like...
What are you going for?
I'll go Stylebender and the Bullet.
You're going to go for Cyclops?
Yep.
I've got a mate with one eye. We call him Cyclops.
I just think he's too mental to get beat.
He's too mental.
He's class, man.
A white ginger guy who's also Islamic. It's fucking ambitious, mate.
Aye. And then we've got the big boys just swinging fucking leather at each other.
So Sergey just fought so recently.
Did MSG?
Aye. Did he lose?
No, he won.
I've not seen Rosenstrike in a while either.
Aye.
No, he just lost to
I
Volk.
did. Aye, sorry, he
So
did.
he
Aye.
lost to Volk, he lost to Aspinall. He beat Curtis Blades, that's a good win.
Liz. Sergey was going to be the guy, eh?
He was the boogeyman in that division until Tom fucking
That
died.
wasn't the MSG. I'm talking shit.
You're thinking
I'm thinking what's his name?
Marcin Tybura.
Tybura one. Aye, he's fighting Parkin, isn't he?
Yes.
Parkin, aye.
I'm getting them mixed up.
So you've got him against Rosenstrike. Who was Rosenstrike Dustin with?
I like Rosenstrike, but he's fucking KO by Francis is still, so Tuivasa. Tuivasa was on the back of loads of losses there, mate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Tuivasa had lost like 5 or 6 fights in a row at that time. And that Gaziev, I don't know, mate.
What was
When is
that?
it?
TKO round 5.
Aye.
Can you go and hit load more, please? Almeida as well. You get beat off Almeida. Can you go to the bottom, see where it says load more?
That Tuivasa one would have been the Adesanya Duplessis card that we watched in Vegas. That was the last time he fought then. That Tuivasa.
Was it?
It must have been, aye, because August 18th, that was the same card, I'm sure. We watched that.
We did watch that.
That's a bit of time. That's a bit of time to be out.
We did watch that.
Just 2 guys swinging. Hell for leather.
He went up against Almeida and didn't beat him, obviously. So, like every time he's fought the sort of upper levels, they've always beat Rosenstrike.
But he's still got the power. That's who did who absolutely caned thingy's face, didn't he?
Alistair Overeem.
Alistair Overeem just bust all his lip.
Aye.
So he's still a scary dude.
Oh, mate, he can hit hard.
Who you going for?
Sergey. I think Sergey will get him out of there. Nah?
I don't know, man.
I think Sergey's got a point to prove. Lost to Volk. I think Rosenstrike is going to fight him the way that Volkov fought Sergey. Just a big
You know
long
what?
shots.
You're right. Aye, he's just going to come forward and just.
I think he'll just try and walk through them.
Mm-hmm.
So that could get him KO'd. But, aye, who knows? Again, let's hope we just see a good one.
Right, and then no interest in any of these fights.
Don't know him.
Go and find me something. Keep going.
There's just so many.
Fares Zayam, good French laddie there. There's one for Tajikistan. I like.
There's Terence McKinley. He's
good, mate.
McKinney.
Remember Jamal Hill put him to bed because he was fucking steaming in Brazil.
Is that his mate? Like, aye.
Jamal Hill, Jamal Hill won the title in Rio. That was the day I get knocked out off Walker. And he had been boozing hard, man. He had been hella hard. And I had came up the stairs and I was like, oh, where are you off to? Jamal was like, just putting him to bed. And he's like, like just fucking melted.
Like me in Wales.
Right, so
that's the game.
I'm not really interested in any other fights. So,
but I hope Terence has a good time after.
Aye. If you are interested in listening to some of our stories and see what's happening in the rest of the world of MMA, we're going to move over to Patreon. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, keep it high, and remember, live show tickets are available.
Come and see us
and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Subscribe, like, subscribe. Don't get wide. Stole that.
Don't get wide.